Hello, everybody. How's it going? Hello. We're here a little bit later than what I meant to be, but that's okay. Let's see. There we go. Sorry. Let me go ahead and quickly fix the field of view here and go back to survival mode. I was getting some thumbnail shots before before I had gone to dinner, and then dinner just took a little bit longer than what we wanted it to. And we lost track of time, and then before you knew it, we were a little bit late, but that's okay. We're here now, and we are gonna hopefully get some work done. So, I'm intending to work a little bit more just in general all around. I don't want to do just one area today. I'm feeling like doing a little bit of everything. So first things first, I need to go find my my rockets. I'd also like to go ahead and start carrying around ender chests again. I don't like using /EC. I have access to it, but I don't like using it. To me, it feels a little bit cheaty. Now, that being said, there are worse commands out there. But that's one that, for me, I just don't like to use personally. So I want to start carrying around ender chests again, because I just feel like that makes more sense for me. So we'll see if I can find any of mine. I have like 8 laying somewhere. I don't know where. Hey, Nightfall, how's it going? Congrats on grabbing the first redemption there. Okay. I need to also light up everything. There's just so much space here that's all dark. It'd be a little bit easier to keep building and not having to keep sleeping if it were lit up a little bit. Doing swell, and you? I'm doing okay. I'm pretty tired. But I'm here. I am most certainly here. Let me see. Do we have any ender chests laying around? You know what? I think I may have put the ender chests inside one of the ender chest boxes. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. So now that begs the question, what happened to my ender chests? I thought for sure I had like 8. But I'm not seeing even 1. 2. Well, I found 2 of them. That's at least something. I might have some through the stolen goods. I don't. I have a lot of obsidian. That's at least good. How did I... Who gave me bamboo signs? I don't know. Okay. Well, I have bamboo signs now. We could throw it in here. Well, I have 2 ender chests. I'll take that. Hey, Lamb, how's it going, man? We'll do that. There we go. That feels so much more natural to me to have ender chests. I like that. Okay. What were we doing? Right. We're gonna try to get some work done today. So, you know, I've got different projects just laying around, waiting to happen. Some of them are over here. Let me come over and see if I can kind of give us a good view of it. Let me sleep so we don't have to worry about the monsters. I'm well. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm pretty tired, but outside of that, I'm doing okay. I mean, when am I not tired, I guess, is the better question, right? But yeah, I'm doing all right. Okay, let's set this over here. So I have this whole gate thing that needs to be built, but in order to do that, I need to dig. And you can kind of follow that netherrack line. And it just kind of goes, and it goes some more, hits the beacons. We're gonna widen the canal, or the river, which might be a canal later on, I don't know. But we're gonna widen that. That's gonna take a lot of work, but I might do some of that today. Some other things that we've got going on as well is this lovely mountain cliff thing that I've been working on. This is easy enough to do, so I might do some of that as well. Enjoy the wood, and you were low on dirt. Oh boy. Oh, Bionics, you are amazing. You gave me some oak as well. Nice. Well, thank you, Bionics. Thank you, Bionics. I don't know if he's happening to be there or not. He might just have his mod that automatically, there he goes. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't know if he has his mod on that just auto-logs him. How are you? I'm well. Thank you. EU. I don't know if he's watching stream or not, so I'm just gonna talk to him like through Minecraft chat. Let's see. Reg's Empire was built brick by brick, and it was the king himself that built it. You know, there's a lot of things to be said about kings, but most kings in history, I did not build their own kingdom. I don't even know if they laid a single brick. So you know, maybe I'm a good king. Who knows? So we got this ice river here. Thank you for the follow, Emma Dave. Hello, hello. So I've got this this ice river here as well. That I built very, very recently. It was 2 weeks ago, maybe just 1 week ago. I don't know. But I have this. I need to figure out how I'm going to kind of bridge the gap now, but it looks good. I've got something cooking. That's the phrase I'm gonna choose to use here. I've got something cooking here. I just gotta figure out exactly what we're cooking. I know it's gonna be a bridge. I just don't know what kind of bridge. Up here we're gonna have a massive building. I gotta still plan out that, kind of envision what I want to be in it. And then of course we have so much absolutely massive plans over here. And that's where the mountain and cliffs kind of tie in, is we gotta fill in a whole lot of space here. So, you know, Bionics, if you happen to have more dirt or you wanna pass some dirt my way, let me know. Cliff's looking so good. Thank you, I appreciate it. I forgot. It's okay. It happens. Sup fam, how are you doing? I'm doing alright. I'm pretty tired, but I'm here. How are you doing? I might have some. Well, if you don't, that's okay. I know that I'm going to be needing more dirt and grass, that's for sure. So if you happen to have any, let me know. I might be able to throw some money your way as well. Just redid my mob farm storage today. It's so much better. Oh, dude, I need to get into making a storage system soon. Let's start off with just some of the stone placing here. I have, you know, a decent amount of stone. We can at least probably get this subsection done, which will definitely help kind of tie up some loose ends, I guess. This one's almost empty. And I have another one over here that still has stuff in it, so. Anybody out there who hasn't already and does want to play or doesn't have the new IP, this server is viewer joinable. Anybody is welcome to join. Both Bedrock and Java are capable. Thank you for putting the command in there, Bionics. I appreciate it. I made a moss farm yesterday, and I built a tree farm a few days ago. Nice. I really can't wait till they add the auto crafter, because that's one of the big reasons I don't want to use my tree farm right now. However, I have found out that at the tree farm, there is a skeleton farm right next to it, or a skeleton spawner. And so my idea is I'm gonna try to hook up my alt account to AFK by the AFK by the farm here, and I'd like it to auto-craft some bone meal, because that's the big hang-up right now, is like, I can't AFK this. I don't have enough bone meal supply. But as you can see, we got a little skeleton dude in there. And I believe I can just set up my wolves to kill it. So, in 1.21, when, the wolves get their retextures as well, maybe we'll get some rusty wolves to come in here and kill some skeletons for us. My moss farm is for bone meal, still doesn't produce enough. Yeah, you might be able to do... I don't know, you'd have a hard time. I was gonna say, you might be able to do a moss farm, and then also do, like, some composting with some of the saplings that fall. And between those two, you might have enough. Alternatively, hook up I don't know, moss is, like, your most efficient, really. But, I don't know, you'd have to have multiple moss farms, probably, in order to keep it efficient enough. And then you run into the issue of maybe lagging. I'm pretty sure moss is one of the more efficient methods for composting. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've tried to go down that path. But I seem to remember it being kind of faster than, like, say, wheat. I know it's faster than wheat, but other farming blocks, I'm sure it's faster than that as well. The moss farm is partially stackable. It'll be super bulky, though, and it would require a lot of composters. Yeah. Because that's your other thing. You're slowed down by just the fact that Minecraft tick rates exist, and a composter can only fill up at a certain speed, and it holds on to it a second before it actually pops out the bone meal. So you have to have like 8 composters, and even then it still might bottleneck. That does make sense, yeah. Okay, I mean, yeah, I don't know if you really could do it much faster than... You just have to get more composters, basically, which kind of sucks. But also, like, at the same time, when it comes to wood farms and fully automating it, it might not be the worst. I don't even think my skeleton farm is going to be fast enough, to be entirely honest. It just makes it so that, like, I can at least leave it overnight, and it'll at least work. It'll work its magic. Another problem with stacking is the lag would be insane. Yeah, that's what I figured. Which luckily lag hasn't been too bad recently. I mean, our TPS right now is running at 20. Last 15 minutes was 19.91, so it's not been awful, but it's certainly not the best. And, anything we can do to try to keep it running at maximum speeds is ideal, but also at the same time, if you're only using the farm, let's say a couple of times a week and you're using it mostly overnight when nobody else is online, it's kind of like, I don't know. It might not be too bad. It might just be one of those deals, though, if, like, it's lagging and you're not there personally running something, then we might kick you. But usually it's not gonna be that big of a deal, I don't think. Okay. What we got now? What's this looking like? That's not bad. So how does it look from down? Because that's basically... The idea is this is adding like a whole new layer, almost, to the current, mountain range. And I'm actually liking that. It's interesting. Okay. So yeah, if we keep that going all the way across, and then we'll have trees on that layer, and we might even have another layer of mountain peaks. I've kind of got to figure out where the snow caps are gonna go. It would be really cool to do the snow caps at like Y200 and higher, which we're getting close to being able to do. I mean, we're right now at Y130, is it? 139, so almost 60 blocks away from the top there. So I mean, we'll probably be doing some peaks over here, because it'll go back down, and then it'll probably start going right back up somewhere in this area. Just because we have so much space back here that we haven't done anything with. And I'd really kind of like to do the Japanese city over here. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it, because, like, part of me wants to do snow. The other part of me would like to do, more of those cherry blossom trees. However, I'm having a hard time deciding, so I might actually kind of, depending on how large I can make it, I might be able to do, like, 2 sections, one with the more cherry blossom stuff, and then the other with, like, the snow and such. And maybe you climb up mountains to get there, or cliffs, Could be interesting. It might be my best piece of work if I can actually get it done. We'll see. Of course, we've got plenty of stuff to do, though, before we can actually get any of it done. So we're gonna keep working on it, keep trying, and hopefully things will go well. Who knows? I also have that darn volcano. I just started way too many projects all at once, and it's a little bit problematic. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I like having all these projects, but the problem is it's overwhelming trying to choose just one thing, and so that's why today I'm just gonna do a little bit of everything if I can. Because it'll make me feel overall better just touching a little bit of everything. But also at the same time, it's a little bit difficult at times because you're dealing with, like, thinking on the grand scale of things. I'm only adding like 0.1% of the mountain right now. And 0.1% really doesn't make up for much there. Or doing the river out there, I'm probably only going to do a little bit of it, which actually I kind of feel like that's what I want to do right now. So we'll go do the river. Did I take any? No, okay. So yeah, let's go over to the river really fast and we'll do some of that. I need to start cleaning up my inventory a little bit. Let me go do that first. I have like campfires and charcoal. I don't use those things. It might also be worth taking out the stone cutters just for now. I had that issue a few months ago working on builder base, my end base, my farming area, and more. Working on my farms right now, taking a month-long break from my base. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it wouldn't be so bad. It's just there's so much to do. And so maybe one thing I was kind of exploring doing this year, which we were gonna do with the spawn area and the Nether hub, was we were going to basically do it as a community project. And then the build team got born out of it because we realized some of our people just aren't really all that talented when it comes to building. And that's nothing against them. It's more so just the fact that, like, when it's in your spawn and that's the first thing people are going to see, you want it to look nice. You want to impress people. And, the best way to do that is to say, okay, well, we don't want people building square houses, for example. Well, how do we stop people from doing that? We tell them not to. Well, that's not enough. As it turns out, people will still build their square huts, even if you ask them politely not to. So, our best solution was just to tie it behind a permission system. I guess this is good enough. We'll do that. Okay. Lanterns. I don't really have a spot for lanterns right now. I had a lighting box, didn't I? There's lights in here. Sure, that's good enough. Okay. But, you know, the original idea was it was gonna be like a way that everybody can contribute to something. But it ended up just being that wasn't gonna work out. But it was a good way to make sure that everybody could do something, and those things were gonna be short term. They were not short term though. They've lasted a year long, and a lot of that was just the fire that a lot of us had for building these larger projects went out. We all got busy with our own bases, and that's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, that happens, and when it happens, unfortunately, it means that we're gonna slow down on stuff. And, slow down we did. You know what, I should grab some of my empty shulkers before we do this. That way I can, carry around more dirt and stone and such. We don't have empty shulkers. Okay, let me go craft some. I have some chests somewhere. It's one of these shulkers, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. / home. There we go. Do I have permission to tear down the rest of the bases that are in spawn? None of them have been touched since the last time the claims got wiped. I'll have to ask Unreal. I'd imagine it's probably okay. But I really don't know. I'm hesitant just because, like, on one hand, chances are nobody's coming back for them. But on the other hand, it's like, the second I say that, somebody's going to come back and they're going to be like, where's my base? You should have thought about that before abandoning us, buddy. Okay, we have a lot of shulkers now. This should be good. I've made a cheaper design for the nether hub, but it's kind of useless now because of warps. Yeah, we tried to make the nether hub idea work, but because we never got around to it, we just ended up finally giving in and giving people more warps. I don't know. I like the idea of still doing the nether hub, because especially when it comes to, like, world download, because there will be a world download. I know I'm still trying to get the world download done for seasons 1 and 2, I believe. I'm still working on it. But I've been taking on other projects recently, and so I know it's like, it looks like King is not doing what he's saying he's supposed to be doing, but just trust me, guys. I've got this. It'll happen. Season 3 will come likely even faster, just because I don't have to go through and find each person's base. and ensure that I don't delete it when I go through and delete old chunks. And I also have to convert it between Bedrock and Java, or from Java to Bedrock. That is a process that is unfortunately a little bit tricky. More so Bedrock to Java than Java to Bedrock, but it is a problem that I've had in the past, and I'm doing my best to kind of make it work, but we'll see. But recently I've been taking on some newer projects. One of those projects I guess I can talk about. I'm trying to learn how to make games. Like with Unity, or not Unity, sorry, Unreal, the other U. Unreal Engine is the way of the future for one. I foresee that one being the one that everybody's using. Plus, if that is an industry I want to get in on, C++ is what every engine uses that companies like anyway. So if I wanted to get a job with, say, EA, Frostbite runs on C++, and so the best engine I could find that was publicly available was Unreal. But the reason I want to make games in the first place is it looks like fun, for one. Two, I can make some cool concepts and videos with that. So that's like my big reasoning. Plus, it incorporates a lot of things that I want to learn. I'm wanting to learn how to draw and such as well. So I'd kind of like to, you know, maybe take some time to do some concept art and such. Just to make those things even more interesting. And then we could also do streams with that as well. That's kind of my hope. I'd like to stream making, like, game jams and stuff. But I don't even know the first thing about making a game just yet, so I'm taking my time. But I've got a good tutorial pulled up right now that's kind of teaching me my first game, and then I'm going to kind of use that to help me learn some basic code. And then we'll go from there into making, you know, more complicated things. Unreal Elements? Yeah, that's the one. Let's see. Comes back 10 months late. Hey, my base is gone. Yeah, that's usually how that goes. I trust you. Well, I appreciate it. Like I said, I don't like taking long on some of this stuff. It's just unfortunately, there's just not enough time in the day. That's really the most unfortunate thing. If I had, like, 2 more hours every day, I think I might actually be able to do everything I want to do. King, why do we have the same XP level? We do? That's kind of awesome. It's weird, but that's awesome. Where is the first one? Right here. Okay. So, if I do this right, it'll look okay, and I will be done with it a lot faster than what I want to be. So, I just gotta make sure that this looks correct. Okay. So now I just gotta bring all of this down to the same level, and we should be fine. I'm trying to think of some cool games that we can make that are kind of smaller in nature before we do big games. Because, like, I have a really big game idea in mind, but I don't know the first thing about any of that. So my idea is kind of trying to make small games that would be, when combined, would make up the big game. And so that way it would give me practice in making those different mechanics. Which sounds like a daunting task when I think about it, because it's like, okay, I gotta know how to make a first-person shooter. I need to learn how to make, a, like, mining game. I need to learn how to, like, do a... what is it? I guess Clash of Clans type of game. I don't know what it's really called there, but... strategy. Real-time strategy. That's the term. But I have a really high-quality real-time strategy element I'd like to implement. That also plays with the fact that you're in first person in it. And you could fight alongside your, you know, your placed down enemies, or not enemies, minions. But, you know, it gets very complicated and daunting if I think about it that way. So I gotta be careful. Look in general whenever you're available? Okay. What the heck? Literally within a couple of points of each other. Jeez. And the sad thing is, like, you can lose your XP. I can't. That really tells me about how much you've been grinding recently. Wow. Well, GG's on that, Bionics. I just gotta say, that's actually kind of insane, that amount of XP recently. Okay, I have enough that I could probably go put this in some shulkers. Hey, Plub, how's it going? That feels weird for me to call you that. Sounds a little bit offensive. You know, it's fine. What could go wrong? What are you working on right now? I am currently widening the river in hopes that I could probably stick some ships in the river. However, it's not looking good. I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking it's gonna be a little bit of wishful thinking, honestly. There we go. I just wanted the arrows. I don't have very many of those. Oh. Okay. Let's see. About 1 hour at the raid farm. I was at about 400 a week ago. Died to a Vex. Aw, dude. That's a high level, too. Wow. I'm impressed at how fast that thing really is. Like, it's insane. Let's see. Doing good, man? Awesome. Glad to hear it. We're also talking about making games and stuff. So maybe that's what maybe I should focus on doing the art first, just to inspire myself and everybody else. And then when the art is all done, I can like use that to help, you know, keep me motivated and stay true to my design, right? What kind of game? So, this is a little bit ambitious, especially considering I have, like, zero knowledge in how to make a video game. I say zero. I have made a game before, but it was a number guessing game. So it would pick a random integer, and then, it would tell you if it was higher or lower after you guessed, and you had, like, 3 guesses. That was a dumb little game I made in, I believe, JavaScript. It worked, but, you know, that's about as much as I did, and that was a long, long time ago. But this game is going to basically be on the scale of Starfield, but done... I hate to say done right, but I'm gonna say done right. Because I like Starfield. I think they just missed the mark on a lot of things. It felt very... It was a very wide game in terms of, like, there was so much to do. But in terms of doing those things, it was very shallow. It wasn't in depth. And so there wasn't much reason to go mining. And so my idea is to start, like, you know... Basically, I want to do things like making the NPCs more interactive, and how I intend to really do that is, you know, I'm going to sit there and actually make, you know, hundreds of NPCs with backstories and stuff, and eventually I'd like to make it so that I could find a way to tie it in with AI, maybe, and have them be able to, like, actually be spoken to, and them generate a new response back to you based off of the character that you make for them. That sounds very complicated to me and something I have no idea how that works with, but, you know, making hundreds of NPCs to interact with and stuff, and then recruit as well, and make a really living, breathing world that you could play in single player. But the idea would also be that it doesn't have to stop at single player. And this is where it gets probably overly ambitious, like, beyond just where it was. Maybe making it so you could do, like, a server hosted on your own machine or something like that. Kind of like how Minecraft does servers and such. But that sounds very complicated and daunting to me, so I'm trying to break it up and keep it in bite-sized chunks. And so, you know, we're gonna do a mining system, but the mining system, it's only gonna have, you know, 5 NPCs attached to it first, and, you know, it's going to have things to do with the resources, but it's not going to attached to any other elements other than it's like, okay, yeah, you can mine. So it's gonna be like, what is it? Deep Rock Galactic, essentially. I haven't played Deep Rock Galactic, but I've heard a lot of people praise it highly, and they said it's a very fun and enjoyable game. So I might have to buy it for research purposes. Which could be used as a tax write-off. I'm just throwing it out there. Especially if I played it on stream. Yeah, take it a step at a time, much less likely to get overwhelmed if you do, yeah. And basically, I guess my idea is, if I take it one step at a time and actually make a game surrounding mining, for example. And that's all I focus on with that first game, is we're just gonna make a mining simulator, essentially. And then you go, okay, now that that's good, I want to make a game that focuses on combat, but not just any combat. I want it to be able to be good gunplay along with hand-to-hand. Which, that's where things get wild. My combat system in mind, I don't think I've seen anybody ever do it. Because, like, and this is, again, because it's so ambitious and it's so big, and the idea is it's supposed to basically appeal to everybody all at once, I guess. If you're a sci-fi fan, that is, because the idea, I guess, really it's supposed to be more sci-fi based. But I guess, I mean, technically, with what I have in mind with some of the planets, you could just live on one planet. I'd have to find a way to make it enjoyable long-term, though, because each planet, in my mind, would have a certain amount of playtime to it. I don't know. Anyway, but, you know, like, I find no first-person shooter does good, good hand combat or melee combat for that matter. It's very plain. And so I'm kind of thinking about ways I might be able to work up something there, but it's a very big project. Because like usually with most first persons, it's like, okay, you're going to be able to shoot, like, pew, 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 and then when you get close to somebody, you have, like, one melee attack, which is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bash you over the head with my gun. And it's not even really that good. So I'd like to add maybe some different builds for your character. And I suppose if you're playing by yourself, it wouldn't necessarily be a big issue, but if I were to bring PvP elements into the game, it would start to get a little bit more complicated in how that would work and keep it balanced and such. I don't know. But yeah, one step at a time, and also concept art. I'm really, that's one thing I'm kind of banking on keeping me inspired is if I do some concept art, maybe I can kind of see it and build some worlds around that, and then say, okay, this world we're just gonna kind of focus on one system. This is what's inspiring me. You know, this is a desert world, right? So what would you want to do in a desert? We'll do some like PvP stuff here. We'll test how in the world you're gonna do like a defense, say, like you build a base and, you know, some aliens come to raid your base, then how are you going to defend it and make it fun, you know? Focus on each little individual mechanic, as tedious as it might be. And even though I'm the fact that I'm just one guy doing it all, I think I might still be able to beat Bethesda out on Starfield in terms of, you know, it took them seven years to make it. So like I feel like maybe I'm just severely overestimating how quickly I could do it, but also like I know when it comes to making games as a studio, games are like a nightmare because everything you do has to be checked by somebody else and gets undone, redone. If you want to build it in a new engine all of a sudden, then you have to do a complete rebuild of it. Texture artists are having nightmares of just redoing their art over and over again because of insert little change here. And, you know, when it's just one guy doing it, as long as you're a good enough manager to yourself and keeping yourself accountable to doing deadlines, you'll be fine. Hopefully. King, what's next? Dirt, honey, melon, and pumpkin. Dripstone, ice, or pillager. I'm assuming you're talking about farms. Well, I didn't know there was a dirt farm if there is one. So now I'm starting to get concerned. How did I not know about this? I would say the most useful one in there would probably be ice, because a lot of other farms can use the ice to, like, transport the goods. So I would say ice would probably be good for that. I'll say one thing again, we're back to game development, sorry guys. If you guys aren't interested in this topic, you're gonna get an earful about it anyway. One one thing that I've been inspired by recently, with games in general and making them is, seeing things like Pal World, which, you know, is a very beautiful game done by just like one dude. And it looks so good, and from what I've heard from my friends who have played it, they love it. And it's kind of inspiring seeing like solo projects like that, you know, not necessarily have insanely good success, but Pal World is one of them that did have good success. But seeing that somebody else has made something that is pretty in-depth already, because there's systems similar to Pal World that I'd like to incorporate, where it's like, oh yeah, we're totally gonna have a slave mechanism in my game. It's gonna be awesome. Ice farm incoming? Oh, let's go. Ice is good. I might have to buy some ice from you later on. Especially when we get a little higher up into my elevation with the mountains. Okay. I want to make a massive shop. I take it you're gonna be the direct competitor to Jerv. Not your Jerv, the other Jerv. Yes? Awesome. I like seeing competition. It's good for the consumer, you know? I am curious where they're gonna go with things, because as far as I know, none of them really build farms. Whereas, like, you build a lot of farms, so I don't know how they're going to keep up with demand, necessarily. I'm interested. I'm gonna loosely follow you guys on it, but I'm not gonna intervene at all. It's gonna be great. Okay, I need to get rid of all these trees here. They barely had any farms besides some manual ones and mob farms. I got many. Oh, dude. I think I know who's winning this, then. If there were a such thing as winning a brand war, which I suppose there is. It's basically just outlast the other guys, so. But you're probably gonna win this brand war if I had to guess. Now all we need to do is make a stock market and we'll be set. I'm gonna take this, and I'm going to move this one actually right here. Okay. Gervinger's shop, their stocks, yes. I don't know. Usually they make the names shorter, so we're just gonna cut off the E. Yes, I like the way you think. See, I wonder... I'm trying to remember how the hermit stock market worked. It's been so long since I watched Hermitcraft, what was it, Season 6? That they did the Hermit Stock Exchange? It's been so long since I watched that, but... if I could remember how it was done... I could, I could do, I could probably open up a little bit of a stock exchange, I don't know. Next season I want to do the permits like, Hermitcraft Season 10. I'm not super familiar with that one. I haven't done, much Season 10 watching. I watched... like Mumbo's first couple of episodes, and then I just ended up being busy again. Okay. This is good. We've got you know, I think, yes, okay, hang on. Something to make my job easier and make sure I'm cutting out the right stuff is I'm just gonna take out all the trees first. And then that'll kind of give you a loose barrier to work with, and then, you know, just toss out things as I don't need them, like the saplings and such. Plus, I'll have a lot of wood, which I don't know what I'll use it for, but I'll have it. I actually probably will use a good amount of it. Like, birchwood might be good for my, my Japanese, city that I'm wanting to build. I might be incorporating some birch into that, along with, some cherry. I really do like the cherry wood. I'll find a way to make it work. We'll see. Either way, I'll have a lot of wood, and that's all that matters. I actually probably won't have really that much, to be honest. There's a lot of trees throughout here, but they really don't give you all that much wood, to be honest. Anything over the line is what we're gonna cut down. Take this one down and this one down, just to keep them off. I'm trying to do my best to just make it a very clear, separated line here, so I can see the netherrack, but sometimes that's easier said than done. Take this one off. Alright, we're not gonna get this far today, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clean out the rest of the trees here, and that'll give me a good starting point. I actually might get to it, who knows, we'll see. However, I'm seriously doubtful of that. I guess the other thing I need to decide after this is all said and done is, do I want to do a canal? And if so, do I want to actually straighten out some of these edges? Because that's the thing, it's going to be basically... I don't know if I could do a canal, to be honest. We'll see. And that might have to be another project later on. We're starting to get to the point where my base is starting to feel more filled. And so I'm at the point where if I want to do more projects, I can't just cram them in anywhere. I have to actually go find a place for them. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it is creating an issue of sorts. Where it's like, okay, I really want to do this project, but I don't have anywhere for it. It's stopping me from making my job harder and coming up with more stuff. But, at the same time, it's like, it's stopping me from doing everything that I want to do. But I do have more space that we can go use after we do some of these other projects. It's just, I need to start focusing on finishing things. Otherwise, we'll never actually have a complete base. Okay. That was all of the trees that we're gonna at least get to today. Toss all that in there, and we'll toss out all this stuff here. The apples can go in as well. Okay. Do I want to start with the dirt? Probably. It'll be a little bit faster. So, yeah, we'll do the dirt first. Oh. So it goes like... Yeah, it goes like that. Okay, let's just get this figured out first. I want to make sure I'm cutting out the right stuff. Okay. Just for now, I'm gonna place all this stone here so I can actually see. There we go. And we'll just take this out to the water and all will be fine. Okay. I don't really have a box for anything that's random like that. We'll just do diorite for now. Oh, I didn't mean to stop it. Oh well. That's fine. I meant to pause. Okay. What do I got around here anyway? We got a little bit of netherrack, quartz, smooth stone, and a couple of empty boxes with some normal stone. Okay. We'll take these down with me then. Okay. We'll just put all the normal stone in here. Try to fill this up first. Okay. There we go. All right. Oh, right. Start recording. This is gonna be good for time-lapsing, probably. Which, takes me back to another project that I've been working on a lot recently, another video. I've been trying to get some work done on it recently, where it's basically just a King SMP 2023 recap. And so the idea is, like, it'll take all of the 2023 builds that I've done, time-lapse them, show screenshots, different things like that. Huge promo material, I guess, for the SMP to hopefully bring in some more new players. At least that's the hope. See. King, can I send you a voice message of my life update? Yes. If you'd like to. That works. It'll be long. That's okay. You do what you gotta do, man. Okay, I'm gonna record it and I'll be back. Alright, sounds good. Gotta be careful with how I do this. That should be fine, at least for now, because then I can go like this. Yeah. Now I have a big enough gap, I don't have to worry about anything. Okay. Oh. Hello. It's a random zombie over there. Oh, he was there. He's not there anymore. Can you guys already believe it's May? Or, sorry, not May. March. Different M. May. What was wrong with me? It's March. But can you guys believe it's already March? I just kind of briefly looked over. I saw the M-A-R, and I guess I just M-A and immediately went May. But can you guys believe it's already March? I can't. I mean, apparently I think it's May. But it's crazy to believe that it's already there. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean this is how things are gonna be? I just, it's wild to me to believe that we're already this far into the year. Thank you for the follow, Chunky Milk Chug. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Love your name. Let's see if we can expedite this process a little bit here. We're starting to pick up our haste effect again, which is good. What's going on with my heart? I'm getting a little bit... What's the term? Lightheaded, I guess? Which... I'm aware that that might be a thing with my heart, so I'm keeping an eye on it, but my heart's actually pretty normal, so I don't know what's causing it right now. We love mystery health issues, right? Okay. Are these all in a perfectly straight line? They are. And then they kind of curve back out that way. So I'm gonna actually move this one up one. Just for the sake of keeping things a little bit more variated. Okay. This is good. I love the sound grass makes when it's being torn from the ground. This is nice. It's a little bit, A little bit stress relieving, I guess. That's the term I'm gonna choose to use anyway. Okay. I don't have storage. Let me go, put some, dirt away here. Where, our dirt's up here, okay. I shouldn't be needing poppies or wheat seeds. We can toss those out. And then stone can go in here. Awesome. Okay. Thus we begin again. Okay. This is, actually a little bit faster than what I thought it was gonna be. We're already almost to the end of, like, where I was originally planning. So, that's good. Plus, we're getting a lot of dirt in the process, which will be good for the, what's it called? The mountain range. We'll have a lot of, material for it, which will be good. Not just dirt, but also stone and hopefully, maybe even some andesite? I don't know. We'll see. Oh boy. Pause, and let's take all of this over to the mountain range. As you guys can see, I have plenty of space to use all of this dirt all up here. So we're gonna be having some fun with that. Okay. Guess while we're paused, we'll go ahead and sleep in a bed. Skip time forward a little bit. I am curious now that I think about it. What day are we on here on Minecraft? We are on day number, where is it? It's not where I thought it was. Am I dumb? I'm not dumb. Hang on. It's somewhere on here. Maybe not. My F3 screen might just not have it. On the right side by chance? No. Okay, so either I'm blind or it's just actually not on here. Um, hmm. Okay. 9 minutes. Oh, jeez. Well, you know, I'm hoping that it's a good life update, but it's kind of heavy. That's okay. It'd be that way sometimes. I give warnings. Okay, that's good. I mean, usually, to be entirely honest, it don't bother me. Most people, I've dealt with a lot of graphic things in my life, not just imagery or description based, but also just like right there in front of me. So like it's I appreciate the warnings, but most of that stuff don't bother me. Depending, I mean, maybe just depending on what it is, it might be gross. I don't know. I don't describe it much, but it's just a heavy topic. Yeah, that's okay. Let me toss that out, and guess I gotta figure out how I'm gonna make this match up here, right? 2 years in a row streak. Oh, jeez. That's not great. Ooh, I'm traumatized. I don't want to go to school. That's, you know, that's fair. That is fair. School sucks, and if it's what I think it might be, one, I'm very truly sorry. I know me saying that really doesn't do anything to fix it, but I, you know, just want to let you know. I need to repair my shovel. Let me go this way as well. Where is the dirt? Right here? Yes, okay. Pause. Go to, I guess, slash warps. And we need to get, not staff, community, there we go. I'm so tired, I'm sorry, guys. Nuggy, I have a question that's art related. Mostly about learning art. I'm curious if you have any knowledge on this or anything that might help me. So I have this idea, right? And I want to make some concept art for said idea. I have no idea how to draw in general. I mean, you've seen my drawings. Women didn't look so good. Um, but it's a lot of landscape drawings and stuff for like concept art for say like a game that I may or may not be wanting to make in the near future, and concept art helps me a lot in terms of just visualizing things. So I was wondering, do you know like any tips or tricks or know any people that I could talk to about that or even look at some of their videos for help with it? Um, I'm not very good at describing, you know, what I'm thinking of, I guess, but there is an idea there. Let's see. Landscape is very perspective based. Yeah, that's what I figured, but I don't know like anything about it really. Like I'm really good at drawing a couple of lines and saying it's a mountain, but that's about it. Let's go back to the village. We might have to bring back the art series, guys. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time doing that, probably. King, I got an iPhone. Hey, let's go. Welcome to the iPhone fam. It's a wonderful life here, you know. By the way, Bionics, since you said me too there as well, it kind of jogged my memory. How are you liking your iPhone? Have you gotten used to it yet, or do you have anything that you miss from Android or any of that kind of stuff? I'm curious. Usually my friends who have swapped from Android to iPhone, they don't really miss anything. Uh, so I'm curious if that's the case with you two or not. If you ever want, there's some papers online that are made for like drawing buildings with a specific angle. Okay. I'll have to take a look at that, definitely. UL iPhone. I mean, I mean, it's a little bit rude. He's right here, he can hear you, you know? So now I paid for this thing. I mean, I basically bought a person. Not that I know how much a person costs. Just want to make that clear. Jeez. Android battery. I mean, okay, here's the thing. I hear a lot more about Android phone batteries exploding than I do iPhone batteries exploding. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Let's see. Getting used to it. I miss the home screen and background app buttons. I missed the home screen button for a little bit, but once I got used to not having it, it wasn't too bad. I miss a little bit having a headphone jack, but I don't ever actually have earbuds that can plug into it anymore. I just sucked it up and bought a pair of wireless earbuds, and I love those. I'll be honest, maybe they pushed me to that decision, yes, but also like it's not that bad. I'm enjoying my phone. I've had it for a couple of years now. Almost 4 years. I'm almost 20, gosh. This is my first phone. I got it when I was 16, jeez. Or, first phone I bought, I should say. I had a phone before that. I also hate having a new phone number and having to change all my phone numbers on my accounts. Yeah, that's that's fair. Win-win, longer battery life comes with a risk. If it exploded under my pillow in my sleep, you won't see me complaining, mainly because I'll be dead. You know, fair point, Nuggy. And, you know, I do sleep with my phone underneath my pillow, which I know is a huge no-no. They're always like, it's gonna start a fire or whatever. Mine hasn't lit on fire. It has gotten really hot. It has quit charging in the middle of the night because of that sometimes. Usually summer nights, so I don't sleep with it under my pillow in the summertime. But outside of that, it's you know, it's not so bad. iPhone cams are so much better. Battery on mine ain't too bad. Lasts a long time. Mine lasted a long time until I started using it a lot more. Once I started using my phone for streaming, when I first started streaming for about the first 6 months, I used my phone as my webcam, and that killed the battery on this thing, basically, because it had to be plugged in 24/7, and it had to watch me, basically. So for 6 full hours, my phone was tied up with its screen on, its camera on, plugged in, constant battery draw. It definitely hurt my phone. It still lasts me pretty much throughout the entire day. There are some days where it's not quite good enough to get me through it all, but usually it's okay. As for cameras, I mean, It depends. I mean, if you get the same flagship model of like a Samsung, it might be the same quality, but I don't know. I don't keep up with phone technology anymore. Because it's been more of the same lately. It's nothing super crazy, it feels like. It looks like it's about to turn night. There it goes. iPhone is way faster process speed. I will say I have noticed my phone is faster in general. I can definitely attest to that. If I compare that to like my brother who does have a Samsung or used to, when we loaded up the same app, mine would typically load faster than his. Now that's just personal experience. It might be based on app and, you know, all sorts of things like that. You know, it could be very subjective, that's for sure. But for me at least, it was perfectly fine. Let's see. I want to eat glass in like a positive way. Oh yeah, me too. Me too. Like a yum crunchy way. My battery isn't gonna blow up, or is going to blow up. I'm gonna go do that right now. What camera are you using? I'm using currently a Logitech C920S. It does 1080p 30 FPS, I believe. It's a great starting out camera. It is, like, expensive in the sense that it is, you know, it's tied up to my PC, and it's like 70 bucks, but I've also had this camera for like 2 years, so it's done some pretty heavy lifting for me in those couple of years. You kind of have to look at your time and your money as investments, and so with technology especially, like, I paid for my computer for about $2,000. I've streamed on it for around about... I mean, I can actually go check right now. Let's find out. How much time have I spent streaming? That's not even a fraction of the time that I have actually been actively, you know, using this computer. But in just the 949 days that I have been streaming on Twitch, I have almost 3,000 hours streamed. So, you know, if we just take into effect that I have 3,000 hours put into Twitch, and I put $2,000 into it, so 2,000 divided by 3,000, that's about 0.6666666667. So it's about 67 cents per hour that I am spending on this PC. Now, again, I've had this computer for about a couple years before I started streaming. Probably about a full year before I started streaming. So if you look at it from that perspective, I also had a lot more hours put on it that way as well. So I probably have closer to 4,000 or 5,000, maybe even 6,000 hours with this PC. So we'll just say it's 5,000 for easy math. That's 4 cents per hour. So it's definitely been worth it for me to get this PC. That's a time investment. And I mean, one of the nice things I can also look at is I have made money with the PC as well. So to offset the costs of it all, you can also look at it and go, okay, so I spent 2,000 on the PC, and I've streamed for 3 years. Over that 3-year period, I have done 3,000 hours of streaming, and I've also made $1,600. And so if you do some math there, you could go, okay, I only paid $400 really for the PC then. Or, you know, it's depreciated or whatever. You know, you can do a lot of finagling there to make yourself feel better about a large purchase like that. Considering I have, you know, almost 3,000 hours, probably less than that, really. I think it's probably more safe to say 2,500 hours of streaming with this camera, and it was $70. I more than made my money's worth out of that. Okay, do that. Okay. I played Cult of the Lamb for like 10 hours. I forgot I have more updates. I'm gonna send another voice message. Alright, bet. Okay, we'll do this. Fun fact, according to some news, I saw a 62-year-old German man was being investigated for taking 217 doses of COVID vaccine. What? I'm sorry, what? Is he like, okay? Is he okay? Like, there's no way, like, you can live that, right? Or, like, I mean, I'm assuming not in one day, but, like, still. How does one take that much and survive? Like, the vaccines were first made available, like, what, 3 years ago? So, like, I mean, I'm curious now. Let me see. So 365 times 3. Divide that by 217. He's taking on average 1 dose every 5 days. What the heck? There's... Oh, wow. What? Okay, wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed this guy hasn't gone into, like, cardiac shock or something like that. That is impressive. He said to remain healthy with no side effects. Talk about, or absolute vaccine maxing Giga Chad. My man was just like, they're not getting me today, bro. And, I don't know how he's alive. That doesn't sound like it should be safe, but it is, apparently. I mean, safe enough for him. Gosh, that's impressive. That was a more positive update? Okay. I'll listen to them both, probably after stream. I think that's probably the best course of action. But, I'll let you know when I do listen to them. It should hopefully be tonight. We got wolf skins, heck yeah! I've gotta say, I do enjoy having the extra wolf skins, even though I have no intention of using a wolf still. It's nice to have them. Ojang finally fixed the coffee machine so they have energy for work now. Absolutely. It's impressive. A little bit of coffee goes a long way, especially in Sweden. Swedish people, like, have a really insane work ethic from what I've seen. I know, like, a decent chunk of Swedish people, and they've always, for some reason, just seem to have a pretty good work ethic. Which is pretty cool. I've never quite realized until just now, all of a sudden, that pattern has kind of emerged to me. One of my friends, Nutric, he is Swedish. And then, PewDiePie was Swedish, is Swedish, I guess. So, you know, like, there's just a couple of people that I know that are Swedish and have pretty good work ethics. And then, like, all the game companies over there, there's plenty of game developers that are Swedish, like, an insane amount, really. It's a little bit crazy. Let's see. Even if you don't want to send a reply, I'll just react to it with an emoji. That's what I used to do with Theo, because I know he couldn't be decent enough to reply. Alright. I'll try to formulate a reply, but I also don't want to just say something like, dang man, that sucks, because, like, that sounds so disingenuous. But if I can formulate some form of reply, I will definitely make you one. If not, I'll make sure to react. That's so real though, yeah. I mean, like, it's like, I don't want, it just sounds so passive-aggressive to me, I don't know. Dang, anyway, wanna hop on Minecraft? Yeah, like, gosh, ooh. That dug up some really bad memory all of a sudden. I'm sorry, wow. Why did that trigger it of all things? Wow. Oh well. That's okay. You good, King? I'm just having some flashbacks. It's good. We're fine. I don't know why that is something that popped into my head due to what Vince said, because it's really not at all related. But, it's there. It is there. Oh well. Got the PTSD attack. Yeah, it must have been like, I had a friend one time, I just told them something, and then they literally just said word for word what Vince said. No. It's actually something completely unrelated to that, but for some reason it's there, and, maybe it's something I thought my friend would have said. Who knows? Wow, suddenly I've been stopped in my tracks. This is a new feeling. Games, am I right? Would you guys rather have games? Unlimited games, but no bacon? Or unlimited bacon, but no games? Bacon, honestly, that's fair. That is fair. I mean, it is bacon. I can understand that, and I can appreciate that. Bacon? More bacon? See, personally, I think I would rather have... Hmm. Put it to a poll? Okay. You know, I'm thinking about it all. This is tough. You can sell it. That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, pull. Okay. Or would you rather, I guess, would be the better one. Would you rather have games, unlimited games, but no bacon? I don't have enough room there. Okay, unlimited games, no bacon. There we go. I can fit that. Or bacon, but no games. There we go. So I think personally I'm at unlimited games but no bacon. And while that sounds super un-American of me, I know. I do love bacon. I also recognize the fact that I hardly ever eat bacon anyway. Got the PTSD attack? Yeah, I don't know why, man. Also, I might possibly have a virus on my computer. Dang, pirated Risk of Rain. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that, Vince. Give it a good old, scan from Windows Defender and see if you can find anything. Bacon, if I have an infinite bacon, I can sell it. Would you rather kiss king or hug king? Personally, I think I would rather hug king. That's just me personally. Can I kick him? That is an option too. I probably deserve a good kick, I'm not gonna lie. You guys are so real for this. Most of you are voting bacon, but no games. And, I gotta say, I can appreciate that. A little head smooch and then into the wood chipper. Jeez. Is the bacon cooked, and if so, is it cold or warm? I would assume it's cooked and warm, but the question is, how did it get cooked and warmed in the first place? And that's concerning now. Suddenly, I'm very paranoid about bacon. And it's not even real. Bacon, but no games. GG, guys. Like, I like games, but they get boring if you play them too much. I feel offended by you saying that, as somebody who plays video games pretty much all the time. I spent years staying home playing games all day, all year. You know, I wish I could have partaken in that, to be honest, with COVID and all. However, my dumb job said I was essential. um, I was called to the front lines of Walmart every single day, man. It was a rough life. Actually, I'm glad I worked through that because I got paid a lot more money because of it. Which allowed me to do this. I basically entered retirement for my years of service, you know? This is nice. It's very, very nice. My mom told me she might need me to get a job before the summer. Oh boy. That's not great, because where you're at, it's basically either you need to be Like what? Um, you need to be a certain age, or you need to have your high school diploma in order to get a job anywhere, right? A minute of silence to those lost during the Walmart Target front lines. I actually didn't lose anybody during that. I did have a guy that I knew that got his, what was it? His colon ruptured during that time, but it was completely unrelated to COVID. He's okay, but it threw us off guard that that happened. Left us short-handed one day. Walmart really just cared about the employees showing up on time. And when he didn't show up, we're like, hey, we probably need to track this down. And called him, his daughter picked him, and she's like, yeah, no, he's in the hospital right now. Like, oh, okay. Sorry to bother. Pretty much, yeah. I've been finding that that's the similar issue here, but it's not even just that you need a high school diploma. If you want a job that actually pays you a decent amount here, you need to either have a college degree or be going to college. And it's just like, when I was a kid, I was being told that I didn't need to go to college to make good money. Like, it was a thing people were saying was a possibility of you needing it, but they were also like, you know, there's no guarantee that you're even going to get a job in that field. They'd rather you have work experience. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, that may have been a lie. Because I cannot get any job. I'm not qualified for any of them. I've been looking so hard, and there is just nothing. It's like, I have the diploma for high school, so I'm good there, right? Well, now they were like, okay, we want you to have like 1 to 2 years of college experience, or we want you to be 21, and it's like, I'm only 20, so what do you want me to do? I'm stuck. I'm stuck, man. Wait. Okay, hang on. Okay. I need to look into this, but West Virginia, where I live, has a very good education policy here, and basically I can go and get my college paid for. I want to make games, right? Or possibly some graphic design. Either way, I want to do both, right? So if I do that, I can stay independent, I believe, for my parents, for one. So their insurance doesn't go up, and they could still claim me on their taxes and such. And I get to learn something so that it makes my job easier later on to make more money. And then profit, right? Because suddenly I'll be overqualified for everything. That's the theory, anyway. I may have just come up with a solid plan here. It's a lot of work, but I'll just see how that works, because I might be too old now. I've been out of school for a couple of years, and usually they don't like it when you take a break. But if it's still paid for, I might take a look into doing it. We'll see. You need a diploma to work. You can find small jobs by just being 16. So, it's a little bit different for Canadians. And that's where Nuggy is. It's kind of, there are places, but usually they want you either still in school, or they want like they want proof that you did finish. And so it was really the same deal with Walmart where I was. They wanted proof that I was still in school, basically. And even if I weren't in school for some reason, they weren't gonna let me work before school hours were done. So it was basically, they did everything in their power to make sure that I was still going to school. And, like, I get it to an extent. Like, yes, I can understand you want people that are well-educated or pursuing education and such, but also, like, having that fancy piece of paper really doesn't tell you that you're educated. I know too many idiots who have graduated high school. It's not about being smart, it's more so about the fact that, like, your school is either good to you or bad to you. That's usually why people drop out, is more so whether the school has treated them well or not. I know a lot of people who have dropped out, and they are fantastic people. Good work ethics, great intelligence, and their school is just garbage. So, you know, I think it's a little bit wrong of jobs to judge based off of that, but also at the same time, I get that they need some sort of metric. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of those places, you could probably just say, like, yeah, if you have at least a basic understanding of math, and that's, you know, like, say you're doing cashier work. In my opinion, if you know 6th grade math, you're probably fine. My school kids did drugs in the bathroom. Yeah, that's great. That's so great. Yeah, that sounds about right. And yet, they'll still probably end up graduating. I will say, you do have to have some amount of intelligence, a little bit, for graduating, but you know, at the same time, if you just know some of your stuff, you can usually pass. But, you know, like, they're goofing off, clearly. I mean, doing drugs in bathroom. By the way, guys, just PSA, don't do drugs, kids. It'll ruin your life, or something like that. Yeah, it's not... School is one of those things, and I think there are some necessities to it, but I think they've crammed it full of junk as well. They should be teaching people how to do their taxes. They should be teaching people personal finance the second they're in those doors. That's how we have so many homeless people here in the US, especially, is we think debt is a good thing. We've been led to believe it. We're being led into believing that you have to have a credit card. You guys, you don't need a credit card. Believe it or not, you don't need credit. And it's been an ongoing issue here in the US, especially. If I were in charge of the education department, I would be saying, hey guys, let's pour some money into this. The US has always been pretty strong economically speaking, but it's pretty weak right now. We can fix that by teaching our people to not go into debt, for one. Because it really doesn't help anything. But also, second, the US government, the very people telling us, you know, hey, we need your money, you know, those guys, they're in debt. Trillions of dollars in debt. And it's actually insane. It is so insane. I'm a little bit taken aback by just how in debt the United States government is. It's gross. Let's see. High school is all just remembering, really. Yeah, they don't teach you anything you need to know. It very much is just like, hey, insert thing happened at this time, or, you know, insert thing here is how this works. The math, I have not had to use any of the math I learned in high school ever. I'm gonna be honest. it was like geometry and algebra. I've never used those in real life. Like, besides school. It's just, it's very sad. It's very sad what high school has become. I think there's better ways they could work with high school, and maybe I think instead of what they do with high school right now is they could cut high school into like 2 years, in my opinion. Or not 2 years, sorry, 2 sections. So you got like high school and low school. We'll go with that, right? That's not what I would call them, but that's just what we're gonna call it for now. But split it into two, because you don't need as much of high school as you get. So it's like, what, 4 years of high school right now? I think we could cut it down to 2 years. And then if you want to go for the next level of high school, that's like, that would be more specialized. So if you're into technological things, you're going to get sent to a technical high school. It's just going to be, it's going to basically be pre-college and get you set up for that. And then you can basically, and maybe what it's consisted of is a lot of internships as well. I don't know, but, I think that's just one of the issues is like, high school is an entirely way too long thing filled with stuff you will never ever use. I will never ever be using geometry. I'm sorry. To any teachers out there who love geometry, shut up. You're not using it. It's pretty sad. Just how much the school system is set. It's not set up properly, in my opinion. Like, for what it was back then, it was a good idea because we had a lot of those jobs that did use algebra, geometry, and such, But we're not using those in our day-to-day jobs anymore. Careers don't use that stuff. So it's kind of like, I think it would be better to teach them practical skills and focus on those first 2 years, really, and make sure that people are well aware of what they need to know. And then there's an optional 2 years after that that gets you some more specialized learning that is all electives, basically. That, in my opinion, would be better off. And then allow your teens who are in school to go to college after that with that specialized knowledge. They can take that over and it'll really prepare them and set them ahead. Monsters nearby, great. Where I am, it's 3, but they shove info down your throat. We learn in grade 7 what Americans learn in grade 10. Really? That's crazy to me. And that's the other thing. It's because they want to do so much that's useless, in my opinion. I'm not usually one to say learning isn't good, but in some cases it's too much. And because, like, here, for example, you don't need Algebra 1, Algebra 2, geometry, and trigonometry. If those are things that you like, or things that work with your field that you want to go into and work with, that's fine. But have those taught a little later after you have all the main stuff you need to learn, because you're throwing so much stuff at these kids. I mean, think about it this way. You have your math, your science, your history, right? Those are your 3 basic stuff. And then I guess, what is it? English is the other core class there, so that's 4. Plus any other things that you want to do. So you got 4 things that are being thrown right at you. And then you also have, say, music, art. I'm trying to think of some other things that you might be getting. Some people take computer science, and so you're getting thrown all these other things. And some of those things you're wanting to do. But other stuff, it's like, I'm not sure that's, necessarily, like, going to help you in the long run. Like, because of the way I did school, luckily, I didn't have that issue. The last couple of years of school, I was able to absorb everything because it was only a couple of subjects at a time, because I was already ahead. But I could not imagine my last couple of years of high school working a job, doing math, history, and science all at the same time. I was lucky to only have to do history. And the year before that was history and science. I had already done all my math by then. But I was lucky to have that. But trying to do all of that and still get 8 hours of sleep is impressive. And I guess it really is, the cause of that is it's the homework. There's no reason for kids to be having to do all this extra homework. Like, if they should have the option of doing homework, and maybe that will boost their grade a little bit, but I don't think it should be mandatory. I think homework should be used to help people learn if it's helping them learn, but it shouldn't be mandatory, In my opinion, anyway. If they're learning it just fine hearing you teach about it, and they're doing the in-class work just fine, and they're doing good on their tests, then they shouldn't have to have any homework to help them. Because it's not going to help them, it's just stressing them out more. But, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm not a teacher. I've not studied this stuff. I've lived it. And I say this as somebody who was homeschooled, so as well as that, I didn't live the public school life. So maybe there is something there that I'm missing. But in my opinion, which could be wrong, could be right, I don't know, homework should be pretty well eliminated unless it just helps somebody learn better. Let's see. Let's say I wanted to study marine biology. I do. Tell me how trigonometry helps me understand the living space of anemone. That's a very good question. And I really wish I could help you with that, but I don't know. Fluid dynamics, maybe. No, not even fluid dynamics. I mean, it would be kind of helpful in some cases if you were in that field of, like, hey, like, how does the water interact with, the environment that, makes up where these creatures live? But generally speaking, it's not even going to help you there. You just learn your biology. If you want to be a biologist, learn biology. And instead of giving you more classes like math, and I would say English is a must. If you're in an English-speaking country, let me phrase that properly there for a second. If you're in an English-speaking country, you should be learning English, and I want you guys to be able to do that. Well, because, if you're writing papers and stuff about your scientific findings and, all that stuff, I want you guys to be well educated in that, but also, like, you're not gonna need to know how to do this complicated math. That's somebody else's job. And I sure hope you'll never have to do that person's job, ever. Thank you for the lurk, CC, I appreciate it. You lose track because they're going so fast through the courses. Yeah, it's insane. I guess another one is drama. That's another elective that people love, but it takes up so much time, and they should definitely have drama. They should keep that. But, you throw all your electives on top of your core classes, and your core classes are constantly shoving more and more information too fast at you. It doesn't work. So I think if you could find a way to make your core classes only take 2 years, and by cutting out all your fluff, I think your electives happening in the last couple of years, it makes perfect sense and it would work just fine. But again, I don't understand what I'm talking about necessarily, because, well, I was homeschooled, and, you know, maybe I'm forgetting something about how, you know, geometry is used, but I've never... Okay, that's a lie. I have used geometry once in real life, and it was because I needed to find the... It was like the... I was trying to find the hypotenuse of a triangle. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And, it was because in the room, we were trying to figure out how we could fit a certain item. And we were trying to measure stuff, and we were like, well, if we fit it diagonally, would it fit like that? And we measured it, and it was like, sure enough, it would. But that was like the only time I've ever used it. And, you know, we could have just used the tape measure instead and measured it that way, instead of doing the math of measuring two sides to do it that way. Let's see. I just want to see cool, gelatinous animals and say fancy words. Fair enough. I'm a native Spanish speaker, but I have a pretty well set level for both. Absolutely. If you told me that you were native Spanish, not native English, you know, and I didn't already know that. We've talked about this before, I think, Vince. But if you didn't, or if I already didn't know that, I'd be pretty impressed. In fact, I am impressed. I mean, your English is very, very good. Let's see. Drama is so lame. Hey, dog? Affable dog? How's it going? Yo, dog. They teach you how to write a script in drama. You know where else they teach you to do that? Grade 10 English. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, writing scripts should not be in English. That is very much a drama thing. English, I think, honestly, dependent on what you're doing, it could pretty well be absorbed into all the other things. History, science, those things you could just say, oh yeah, instead of doing English, we're gonna have you guys write papers on your history subject and your science subject. Now, obviously, early on, you're gonna need to learn the good English basics, like, you know, punctuation and proper form. But outside of those earlier grades, English honestly isn't really that, like, good of a class. I'm not gonna lie. It's an easy class for me, but it's also not one that I'm particularly supportive of, let's say. We do trig in, like, grade 7, 8, and then we do, like, graphing in late grade 8 and 9. Jeez. That's the other thing. Like, some of this is also just, in my opinion, too early. Like, that's a pretty early time period, at least in my opinion, for kids to be learning some of this stuff, because it is complicated. Let's see. My teacher first told me to interact with English stuff to get more used to it, and I took it to heart. You know, that's fair, and that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I was trying to learn Spanish, for probably a couple of months. It was about 60 days, with Duolingo, and I started to get a good grasp on it, but the only way I was actually able to keep up with any of it and, like, actually remember stuff was if I was talking to people like Alias, who also knew Spanish, and so I would listen for words I knew that she was saying, or I would say something in Spanish just randomly instead of saying it in English, and that helped me a little bit there. But I also heard, like, watching TV and having it spoken in Spanish but written in English was supposed to help you a little bit, because you're basically kind of like, what is it? Immerse yourself in the language, and it should help you. Oh, okay. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that was my IP. Server plug, by the way. Everyone in chat join up. Let's see. Duolingo is incredibly underwhelming when teaching a new language. Yeah, it got me to the point where I was like... It got me to a point where I was comfortable enough with trying to learn stuff on my own. But it wasn't... It didn't teach me fast enough, in my opinion. And it wasn't teaching me stuff that I needed to know. So, like, Duolingo... It's great for what it is, but in my opinion... Yeah... In my opinion, I think it could be done better. I don't know how it could be done better, but I think it just... In general, it wasn't proper. I felt like it just didn't feel proper Spanish. Not to mention, Duolingo Spanish, I believe, is Spain Spanish only, I think. And there's, like, you know... There's a lot of different Spanishes out there. King, I will give you my soul for carrots. Alright, give me a second. I'll go get you some carrots. Duolingo taught me how to write a couple of sentences in Japanese, so that's cool. Hey. Yeah, I only spent some time with Duolingo in Spanish, but I was going to try and learn some other languages as well, but Spanish was just the one I stuck with, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. I do want to learn that one still. It's just... there's not really enough time. Not enough time in the day to really make it worth it, I should say. Slash TPA tablespoon. Hey, AK, how's it going? Hello. Have some carrots. This is what was in my soul slot. Oh, thank you so much. I'll treasure it forever in my ender chest. Oh, hang on. I need to finish a year and a half more of English, and then I'm done school. Like, English is so easy, you literally just write. Yeah. Honestly, it just keeps it in your brain. It made me fail, but other kids are better off because of it. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I never had a good memory. I mean, you guys know that. It's been especially worse recently, which is concerning. There's a little bit of a fogginess to that memory, which is not good. But, you know, my memory's never been so good, so literally being told that you have to remember it doesn't help me. And that's literally all that the advanced math is it's like, hey, we're gonna build off of each of these, you know, each of these concepts. So it doesn't just go from, my current count of destroying servers economy using carrots somehow is 3. Jeez. Nice, man. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, so like geometry, for example, it builds off of its very foundations up and up and up and up. And so if you forget one of those building blocks and you're not sure how to do like certain calculations, like I could not tell you anything about doing circles other than 3.14, but it's not really 3.14, it's just that's the closest numbers. But, you know, 3.14, I can tell you that much. But other than that, I don't know. I think it's something like radius times 2 equals diameter. But that's, you know, kind of more so common sense than it is anything. And that's just because I know the definition of radius versus diameter. Let's see. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any of your guys' chats. I just looked in a mirror and I'm the palest I've ever been. Oof. I've been noticing I've been starting to get a little bit more pale. I'm already pretty pale. Let's be honest here. But I've been noticing I'm starting to lose that more red tan tone in my skin. It started to kind of fade, unfortunately. I know circles by heart, learned it in grade 8. See, I did that one in... I guess that would have probably been grade 10 for me. It was not my fun stuff. Circles are dumb. I hated geometry in general. I could not math. Not for the life of me. Closest numbers of 3.141592653 589799323. See, I could not remember that. I could tell you 3.14. That's it. Geometry is the easiest for me. Interesting. See, for me, it was anything that I didn't have to remember. Anything that just made sense. And so math just doesn't make sense. But what does make sense to me is science. I can remember science. And the reason is most of it is pretty much deductive, you know. So once you learn the one basic fact of, you know, blood delivers oxygen to the body, you can start to build up a idea of how the body works. And so it's like it's like you know, I now know that the heart and the lungs, you know, the lungs make the oxygen go, the heart pumps the blood, and then that's where you kind of start going, okay, well, you know, if the lungs take the oxygen, then that's probably where the blood gets the oxygen into it, and the heart is what pumps the oxygen all throughout the body. And then you're like, okay, well, where does the blood even come from? So once you learn the basic fact that the blood comes from, what is it, like the bones, then you're like, okay, well, that's pretty cool. And so then you start finding out like more and more of this stuff, and you can kind of just deduce how the body works. That stuff I understand. Like I can do stuff like that because I understand one system enough that I don't have to just remember it. Is there an RTP command? No, but there are outposts. So if you do, what is it, / warps, you can go to one of the outposts, and that takes you out pretty far. People were abusing RTP too much, so we just straight up left it alone. Left it in the dust. Let's see. Geometry is easiest for me. My password used to be the first 12 numbers of pi. Jeez. I have a song that stuck with me. I know your password used to. They teach you human body in grade 8, animals and cells in grade 7, grade 9 engineering stuff. See, they didn't teach me any engineering. I guess besides things like, I mean, they taught me a little bit about physics, but like, that was more so tied into, like, what is it? Natural science, I guess. So that was more so tied into, like, gravity, how that works. And they would tie in, like, terminal velocity and force and all this other stuff into it, which is helpful for engineering, but there wasn't anything that was just straight up engineering class that had, you know, different, uh-oh. So the server might be, there we go. I was gonna say, the server might be lagging just a little bit, but we're good. But that was also just due to the fact that I was also homeschooled. So we may have not necessarily had, we may not necessarily have just had the resources for stuff like that. Okay. What's going on? Hey, man, how's it going? We're just digging. Absolutely demolishing the earth. I think there's just a lot of need for high school to be fixed. The system doesn't make sense anymore. Hacking your own server, Lightmatica? Yeah, just a little bit of Lightmatica. I'm making ramen because I keep not eating. Like, I just can't remember to eat. Dang. You know, I wish I could get on to you about that, about, like, not eating and such, but I have been guilty of forgetting to eat a couple of meals before, so I know what that means, or how that feels, sorry. Words are hard. Thank you, no problem, table. He just saved me life. You know, I live to serve, or something like that. Oops. Just eat when one must eat. You see, it's interesting. Like, yeah, I should be eating when my body tells me to eat. But sometimes the body just don't be talking, you know? And, I've been learning that that's just, like, a issue that I've had for a little bit of time now, apparently. And from what I can understand, that might be due to the, what is that, the thyroid? And that basically throws off everything, so if your thyroid is bad, you're essentially going to either be always hot, always cold, you're going to be hungry or not hungry enough. You're gonna have all sorts of issues with that. You're gonna be super tired or super awake at random times. It's awful. I believe that that's what's happening, at least in my case. However, I have yet to get confirmation on that. Given some things I've looked up and researched myself using Google and the science that I learned in high school, I can say with pretty good certainty that I believe that is what's going on. My boyfriend guilt trips me if I don't eat, you know. At least he's doing it out of love, right? Here's your dab. The only time, gosh. The autism makes me forget to eat. You know, that's fair. I'm a little bit curious, Nuggy. Do you ever, like, hyperfixate on stuff? I know a lot of my friends who do have autism, they have, like, really heavy hyperfixations. And, I've been curious, if that happens to you often or not. Octopi? Fair enough. That is a fair hyperfixation. That is a lot better than the voices forcing to eat. You know, you ever get, schizophrenia? Hate it when that happens. Gotta go? Alright, sounds good, Nuggy. Octopi, bugs, underwater animals. That is fair. Does everyone not hyperfixate? I don't really. I mean, there are times where I have, like a favorite thing or a new topic that I enjoy, but hyperfixation, if I'm not mistaken, is much deeper and heavier than that. At least from the way somebody explained it to me. Now, maybe it was more exaggerated, I don't know, but that's my understanding of things, is it's beyond just pure curiosity like what you're mentioning, and beyond just enjoying something. It's usually smaller things that, like, don't have, like, a ton of depth to them or are more simple in nature, or very common. So for a lot of people, it's, like, trains or, which are complex, but, you know, most people just look at them as very simple things. So, like, trains, bugs, animals. But this, you know, they'll hyperfixate on it for months on end, and then they'll learn everything about it. Love just watching them. And then, you know, suddenly they might not even be interested in it anymore, like, the next day. It's interesting. This is bloat, by the way, absolutely proprietary. Oh, joy, we're back to the bloat. Is that plain bloat by chance? I'm just wondering. Make 2 towers. Now, do I have news for you? The trio is unstoppable, for real. It's, yeah, we've got a couple of towers. Just a few. Actually, the towers came first. The plane just happened to show up overnight. I guess I probably should be running, replay mod again. There we go. That historically is accurate. I mean, you're not wrong. (9/11) is a very interesting event. Tragedy. There's a lot that goes on with it. And I probably know more than what I'm supposed to. Why did you bring up 9/11? I don't know what you're talking about. I just mentioned a couple of numbers. And that there was an event, you know, I didn't know, like, you know, it's not a touchy subject. I was referring to the server auction we did on 9/11. Thank goodness we've never done that. That would be funny. I'm not even gonna pretend that wouldn't be funny. That would be actually really funny. You know what? For our event in September this year, we're gonna do an Elytra flying course. I think that sounds like a good idea to me. Thousands died? True. Yes. But also, like... I mean, you know, like, thousands lived, I guess. Like, that's another interesting thing. In the history of the Earth. Oh yeah, just a few thousand in the history of the Earth. What was I doing? Right, I wanted to check. When is the 11th of September this year? A Wednesday. Dang it. If it was a Friday, dude, I'd be asking if we could have an event on that day. I had bad hiccups. Ow. Okay. Everything's fine. You really like the September 11th, huh? I'm just, you know, there's some significance to it. For me, personally. That makes it sound like I know somebody who died that day. That's not the case. That is not the case. You're a 9/11 fan? I mean, I wouldn't go that far to say that I'm an enjoyer or a fan. I'm, you know, I prefer the term enthusiast. It's not helping my case at all. No. A 9/11 enthusiast. This is not helping me with the FBI at all, is it? We are unhinged. Just a little. But you know, that's okay. Hang on. Just 1 second. That's the wrong one. This one. There we go. Alright, what we got going on here? My ear may or may not be bleeding. This is a glasses struggle. I don't know, does anybody else wear glasses by chance? And if so, when you're wearing headphones for long periods of time, do they ever cut into your ears? Yeah, there's a little bit of a cut there. That's fine. No? Really? It happens to me like all the time. Like not a lot, but usually like every couple of months I feel like it happens. I probably should sleep. And I guess my theory here is really, I guess the glasses are on the ears, and then the headphones, they basically just, like, they press in so much, and they press down a little bit too. And so unfortunately, it just pushes into the ear in a really bad place, and they're not great. Those headphones look like they were made in 2001. What the heck? They were made, um, I actually don't know when these were made now that I think about it. I want to say, I mean, this model probably, it goes back pretty far, but Corsair HS60 Pro, I think. So I think it's like 2017 was when the HS60s first came onto the scene, I think. I might be a little bit late on that one. I don't know. Are they in are they ear headphones or on ear? They would be over ear. Fully engulfed. My ears are fully engulfed in these things. Like, they're not even pressing on it. And I have large ears. I would show you guys my ears, but I'd probably get demonetized just from the fact that Twitch doesn't really like real blood. So we'll just we'll refrain. I'm not recording. There we go. Being demonetized on Twitch for having big ears. Yes, that's 100% the case. They're pretty earist, if you ask me. They only like people with small ears. Like, what's with that? September 2001 to be specific. Gosh. Let's see. No one's watching the stream. You could strip naked and Twitch would not realize. You see, that's the funny thing, though. I have had several Twitch mods pop into my stream from time to time. And it's scary every time it happens, because I think I'm doing something wrong by chance. And they're just like, no, I'm just watching the stream. It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, I have had this happen a couple of times where they pop in. Thankfully, not while I'm talking about 9/11. I'd imagine that could probably... I mean, it wouldn't get me into trouble. But, I could see it, possibly being interesting. Have a very interesting interaction, for sure. I wouldn't turn down being a Twitch mod, to be honest. That's a job I would do pretty well. I like Twitch. I'm pretty decent at following rules, so like I could at least, you know, keep an eye on the rules. I know what I'm doing right. Everybody else that's doing things wrong, I probably could offer guidance to. But nobody wants to be a Twitch mod either, because they also, like, are a little bit hated just for doing their job. It's a little unfortunate. Gosh. Okay. You know what? I'll be right back. I'll, take a little bit of care. I'll take care of my ear for a bit, and also get some water. But I will be right back. Let me just quickly put away all this stuff. Okay. Pause. And I'm gonna just do that. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, hello everybody. How's it going? We are back again here on some King SMP, and I think I'm done with this section for now. We've widened it up a pretty decent amount. I'm gonna go and stop recording there. As you can see, we have pretty much widened it as much as we're going to, at least for now. I'll probably come back through a little later, and we'll actually clean up the first layer. And then whenever I decide to actually add some boats and stuff, it'll definitely, one, have more room, and two, will make sure it's deeper, because right now I know it's not very deep. Over on this side, we still have a good amount of work that I've got to kind of work with, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Did I? I don't know what my intent was. It looked like I had a path there for a second. Let's see. I know I had a path that went up here. This one goes down. Okay, it just stops. Okay. I see. That makes sense. Okay. I'm trying to figure this out. Because on one hand, like, I see... We gotta take out all this, right? I gotta make sure that the gate is big enough, but also, like... I've gotta make sure, like, that everything else is always at least, you know, however many blocks wide it needs to be. My guess is the ships are probably gonna be about 20 blocks wide at most. So I know I need to make it probably about 30 blocks wide to make it look like it's properly sized for everything. I might be able to get away with 35. Or not 35, sorry, 25, but I want to play close to my... I want to play a little closer to my, you know, my, to my vision. I want to play a little closer to my vision. That response, Bebo, is beautiful. Okay, let me go ahead and land really quick. I'm back, I have food. Let's go. You said it was ramen, right? Yep. Nice. I feel like you told me what flavor you like, but I can't remember. What flavor did you end up with this time? This time. Spicy chicken, nice. I stand by this thought, and you guys are gonna call me weird for it, but I stand by it, okay? Take the broth that you get from ramen after adding the flavor packets and stuff, and turn that into popsicles, okay? I've never done it before, but I really, 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 really think it would be a good idea. Like, this is a money-making idea, in my opinion. I got you, table. Don't worry. I mean, he's full gold, so, like, this isn't gonna help you too much, but it'll get all the rest off of you. I drained my ramen. You know, that's fair. I will say, especially if you're draining it, then freeze it, man. That might be a good popsicle. Who knows? Now, gold man, come eat this stone axe. Easy. Free gold pants. Hey, let's go. My man's got the fancy pants. I want to do like a little bit. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more mountain tonight. I do have somewhere to be tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to not be up too terribly late. Plus, I also would like to spend a little bit of time working on a game. Plus, maybe some concept art. I don't know. I think I want to tackle the concept art first, but also, like, at the same time, I don't know the first thing about that. I know the first thing about game development, at least. I don't know. I'll have to figure something out. We'll see. I love how I may... the way I'm doing the concept art really isn't proper to call it concept art, I guess. Because concept art is mostly used for, like, pitching to, like, a publisher and saying, like, hey, I have this idea. Here are some of the environments that we want to do. or like using it to pitch to the team or the level designers so that they understand your idea. But I'm gonna totally be using it just as inspiration and such. Carrots are being produced. Hey, let's go. Yeah, I just, like, I don't know where I'm gonna go with game development. It's just something I wanted to do for a little bit of time now, and I've got a little bit of extra time on my hands. Not a ton. But I'm basically at the point now where I need to, I need to start thinking about other paths to make some money, because we're nearing my threshold where things are starting to get a little bit tight. Just call them sketches. Yeah, sketches would work. But I also want to put like a little bit more detail into them than just your average sketch. So I don't know. I mean, we'll just stick with sketch. That it works. People will understand when I show it to them. If I choose to show anybody else. But it's mostly just for my own enjoyment there. We'll do that. Okay. Let me see if I can make this work. There we go. That's a little bit more smooth. Do that so it's not as jagged. There we go. Did I ever show you the quick sketch I did of Alias? I don't think so. I do not think so. DMs? Alright, but... Oh, dude, that is sick. And that was quick. Gosh. What the heck, Nuggy? I 10 minutes. That took you 10 minutes? I could never even do that in like 2 hours, to be honest. Did you ever show Alias that, by chance? I'm sure she would have loved to have seen it if you didn't. Yeah, when she was making her Baldur's Gate character. Ah, nice, nice. Ah, Baldur's Gate. I forgot about that game. I have Baldur's Gate. I do have it. I just have not played it in, like, an eternity. Weirdo. I mean, somebody else bought it for me, okay? I didn't even buy it myself. Like, I own it. It was a gift. Like, I couldn't just say no, because I already tried to say no several times, and I was being told I was a bad friend. Production of carrots is growing by the minute. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna find out, like, this is, like, some huge carrot farm, and it's going to, like, lag the server, but, you know, I'm okay with this. Sounds like your friends are, they're generous. And if I didn't accept said gift, it was mostly a joke, but, also at the same time, like they didn't like it that I was gonna buy them all gifts without accepting anything. So that, you know, definitely played a part into it. But you know, I just like seeing people react to things. You know, I'm not much of a receiver myself, and that's okay with me, you know? Did I tell you the thing my boyfriend sent me arrived? No, you didn't. I didn't know that. Let me send pics, please. Please do. Yeah, we did a little bit more mountain. Come on, I gotta kick into gear. We gotta get the mountain done. We gotta do it. Come on, come on. Come on, King. You can do it, man. Like, it wasn't that hard to do. It just sounds like so soul-crushing to do this. Oh my gosh. Okay, The farm is looking nice. I think I'll leave this at my first. Let's see, I need to find a way to motivate myself to do this, like, just a little bit more. We're almost done with this subsection, which is split into, like, groups of 3, I think. 1, and then where's the 2 at? 2 would be right here. That's probably about right. And then 3 is right here. And then this is 4. And they're, I don't know. I do not know. I just have a lot of mountain here to work with, and I've got to find the proper motivation to make this work. DMs? Alright. That is awesome. That is awesome, Nuggy. And really, really sweet at the same time, but that is awesome. For real, Nuggy. For real. Like, what the heck? That was kind of awesome. What the heck? Oh, there goes... there goes, what's his name? Kagi? Good luck. We love death and destruction and all the like. Like, so lucky. I don't, you know, I have told myself many a times to like delay you know, like asking anybody out, right? And I feel like my reasonings have been somewhat valid, but also at the same time, guys, don't delay. Enjoy being young and taking all the time that you have to be with each other, because like it's a gift. So like the younger you are, if you find somebody, just as soon as you can, tell them how you feel. Enjoy being around them and all that, You don't want to miss out on any opportunities. That's my main point. Sometimes I think, man, life sucks, but then I remember I have the most amazing boyfriend in the world. Sorry to brag, King. Jeez. I can't believe you would brag about a boyfriend. What the heck? I'm so jealous. And just like that, we're gonna start beefing over this. Gosh. He's mine? No. I think you're mistaken here. There is going to be slavery, and, I mean, I guess that's really all I can say about that. Because now it's starting to sound really, really strange and really, really weird, and I want to take back my statement, please. Mr. King, the first farm has been complete. Hey, let's go, Bebo. Let's go. Love to hear it. He manipulates too well. So I've heard. Manipulation, okay? This is an interesting topic, actually. It's a skill I've been told I could have if I wanted to. By several of my friends in the past. Just because I guess I'm just that kind of guy, I don't know. But I've been told that I can be very manipulative if I wanted to be. Now, I don't know what that means, because, like, of course I want what I want, but, like, also, like, I've never really attempted to just get what I wanted out of somebody. I'm usually pretty okay and pretty chill with whatever. But then again, I guess I've never been thrown into a situation where manipulation is, like, a valid, objective, I guess, for lack of better words. I don't know. It's small but works, just in preparation of the one. Oh boy. You could totally. Oh, I from what I've understood from other people, it's surprising that I'm not already manipulative. I mean, I do have a pretty persuasive, stance on most things, I would say. Now, of course, I'm probably a little bit biased on that, because, of course, it's my own persuasion that's caused me to think such things, but, I'm not usually one to try to convince people otherwise, or to change their minds, or get them to do things for me. Not until I'm sick, okay? Let me just clarify that, okay? When I get sick, I have the world wrapped around my finger, okay? That's like supervillain kind of moment stuff, where I'm like, okay, well, all these people are going to do my bidding, and this is just the way it is. Sorry, not sorry. Although I've not been sick very recently. Okay, sick, I should say. I'm very rarely sick. I've been pretty, what is the term? It's like, what's it called? I've had pretty bad vertigo recently. But outside of that, like, I'm pretty okay. That's it. I'm crashing the server, bruh. Oh wait. Uh-oh. There's a little lag spike there. Now I'm starting to worry. I could do it. Oh, I bet. I bet you could. Gosh. I could make my carrot farm of such scale the server will tremble in my power. If you crash the server using carrots, I don't know whether I'd be mad or impressed. Maybe a little bit of both. Hmm. I smell something. It's like a... It almost smells like a gas? Like a fireplace? Or the oven? Now I'm paranoid. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Light a lighter. Yeah, we'll find out really quick what's going on. I'll be right back, guys. Well, guys, I don't know. Also, I'm not covered up. I thought I covered myself. I still smell it, but can't I can't find it. I checked the oven already just to double check, you know, you can't be too careful, right? Already checked it. There was seemingly nothing coming out of it. There was no smell wasn't even down there. It's only my room, which is concerning. I don't know what my room could be leaking like that. No, it wouldn't be that. That's electric. I think. Never mind. I had I have a floorboard heater here, and I was like, wait a minute, could it be that? I don't think it's that. Can someone tell me how to make a ticket? Like, what kind of tickets? Ticket is a very broad term. Why are you here? Oh. Okay, I'm gonna finish up this subsection here, and then I'm probably gonna take the rest of the night off. I'm getting paranoid. I'm already tired. And apparently I'm hallucinating smells. Oh shoot, wait. You know, I was supposed to take this medicine like hours upon hours ago. And this isn't gonna help me at all. It's not to help with hallucinations, but like, you know, it wouldn't hurt to take my meds. I'm on the good old vitamin D. Set alarms for your meds. The sad thing is I did set an alarm for my meds. I just forgot to take it when the alarm went off. That one went down quickly. Sometimes you need water for these, sometimes you don't, I don't know. I'll do it later. Well, you see, I was going to take it. Let's see, hang on, what? Like a while ago, I bought 2 king crates and then got inventory cleared after a fight. Wrong king SMP, bud. What was I talking about though? What was I saying? Well, yeah, I gotta help this dude. Think. Maybe? No? Anytime I see Frosthold, I think of Frost. Oh. Oh boy. I'm glad I'm not the only one. And it doesn't necessarily make me, feel too good. Okay, what's this guy looking for? I don't know. Oh well. I'm just gonna finish building this. I'm lost a little bit. It seems I'm unable to form coherent sentences, and that is a perfectly good reason, just as any, to oh shoot, no, I'm forgetting again. That's perfectly good reason to shoot. I'm not helping my case. In stream, thank you, Nagi. Thank you. Take a break. I just took a break. I'm old. I'm here, but I'm old, and unfortunately, it seems that's starting to catch up with me a lot quicker than what it was supposed to. Don't forget my voice messages. Yes, yes. I will listen to those hopefully as soon as stream is over, but it wouldn't surprise me if I forget, but I will listen to them. I currently have your messages marked as unread, so I will see them eventually. Whenever I inevitably check my DMs. Next week. It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. I'm sorry, young ones. The amount of people lore I have is crazy. You know, honestly, yeah, you're not wrong, but also, like, all the people that you've ran into, unfortunately, for some reason, are just, like, bad character in general. Like, it's not even, like, just the fact that, like, you guys disagreed on one thing. Just, like, those people are just horrible. I'm sorry, like... And that's not even, like, a fault of your own, either. Like, that's just... just, like, unfortunately, you know, they crossed paths and... Ugh. Sucks. Hey, King, make a quest related to farming. There's one, I think, for potatoes. Let me see where it is. I want to say it's an easy... No. Yeah, there's one for farming carrots. Harvesting 5 stacks of carrots. In the normal quest category. And then there's potatoes and hard. Yeah, I think that's the only ones in there right now. Bullying. Sorry, I have to deal with that. Yeah, bullying is fun. Not only that, but like the background lore of past seasons. Oh, yeah. Yeah, now that you bring that up. Now that you mention it, yeah, you're not wrong. Hey, Gores. Derek, what the heck? What did I do to prompt this? I'm just gonna let you sit in the corner for a second, okay? I'm just gonna give you a second to think about what you said. Like, what? What? Bring bullying back for Derek 2024. Derek, I'd be very, very careful if I were you. You don't want to be muted in Discord too, alright? Derek is gonna get banned again. Yep. It won't take him long. Can I get unbanned? You'll be untimed out when it runs out, don't worry. I'll be more mature. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think most of us doubted the maturity thing, but you know, there was some hope. There was some hope. I'm different. You're different, that's true. I just don't know if you're different from last time. perks of dating who I'm dating, I see all the applications for stuff. I am so sorry. I am so terribly sorry, Nuggy. Most of them aren't even really half good. It's funny, yeah, they're definitely applications, that's for sure. There are some people who take like the applications so seriously, and so they'll respond super business-like. And it's like, okay, we're not like looking for that formal. And then there's the people who don't take it seriously at all. And it's like, okay, we need like a little bit more seriousness from this. And it's just like there's no in between though. Like very rarely do we find somebody that's like, yeah, you know, this person filled this out in a good way. We just want to be, you know, like we just want to be sure that you guys aren't like creeps. That's literally like one of the biggest things about it. One, that you're not creeps. Two, that you're not gonna abuse your powers and privileges. And three, that you're actually gonna be active. Like every single moderator we've had, usually falls into one of those issues, and has since either been banned or has disappeared. Usually the majority of them just go inactive right as they get mod, and then we just go, oh well, that is what it is, I guess. Let's see. Here's why I should be mod. I won't chunk ban the server with carrots. Gosh. Let's see. I saw a Pies mod app. I love how all your mods disappear. Yeah. Yeah, they disappear pretty quickly. Pie actually stuck around. I'm impressed. Now, unfortunately, he didn't stick around very long. He's gonna come back. It's just he's oh, thank you. Thank you. He's just had some things come up in life, unfortunately, and that's, you know, life stuff comes before Minecraft. So, you know, he does intend on coming back, and he still sticks around on Discord a decent amount. So, you know, he's good. He's still good. Minecraft is life. You know, you're right. You're right. Let's see. I get to add a small opinion in there too when someone's going for shops. Hey King, is having a crippling carrot addiction an issue with being mod? It could be. It could be. I don't really have too much of a preference when it comes to carrot addictions. It can lean either way, honestly. Let's see. I mentioned to Unreal that I didn't think Pi was gonna be active. Who called it? Well, the thing was, like, he was active for a short period of time, and then like suddenly, boom, immediately just life stuff. I'm like, dang. It sucks that that's happening in the first place to him, but like right now too, it's just it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Let's see. He's dealing with personal problems right now. Yeah. I'm gonna play the server for a while before applying for mod scene. I'm a loyal boy. I appreciate that. Usually that's one thing we wait for. We like to wait to see if somebody is, you know, active. And we like to see how they play before we just bring them onto the team. But yeah, usually it happens to be like somebody will apply right at the first go. It's just like, oh, okay. You know, we don't really accept applications right when you join, but there have been people who have also waited a long time and their applications didn't really meet what we were looking for at the moment. Let's see. Every day I'm just slightly salty I didn't get mod. I remember one person I also love getting the mod meeting updates. Oh, jeez. Mod meetings are like one thing I sort of hate and sort of like at the same time. We used to do them like every month, but that was like when we were actually doing stuff. Now it feels like we just kind of exist for the most part, and you know, rightfully so. We've all been busy. Even Admiral. I So, you know, I get why we're not having them, but I hate mod meetings sometimes because we almost never do the actual meeting. We'll talk for a minute, get ourselves like situated into talking about mod stuff after a little bit of catching up, you know, the usual stuff you should be doing. And then we'll end up derailing like every single time. Um, it's really funny. It's really funny. But also at the same time, it's like, man, we're never gonna get anything done, ever. Let's see. I'm apply for mod if it ain't an issue. I The most you're gonna get out of me is farming carrots. Oh gosh. I also love getting mod meeting updates. I remember one person. There have been a lot of. Here, let me actually check. I haven't checked the applications in a while. I'm sure it's I'm sure it's gonna be disappointing as always. Carrots are carrots. I mean, you're not wrong. They are carrots. That's gonna be loud. Thank you. Okay. Forms. Mod application form. Alright, let's see. What do we got in here? Somebody marked themselves a 0. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Question individual. There we go. That's Unreal's. That's mine. Not that one. Not that one. Or that one. Trying to find like a good one. Derek's unban request is so funny. I don't even know if I looked at it. Or wait, no, I did. I did. Yeah, that one was funny. Let's see. Trying to find one of the ones that I remember that were pretty funny. I'm not gonna share it because, like, I'm not intending to get in trouble here, but also, like, there's one in here somewhere. Let me see. Where is it? One more down. One more up. My bad. There we go. It's like when we ask how often they'll be available for mod, that's one that's really fun. I'll be AFK all night. Adios. See you later, King. See ya, Bebo. Good to see you as always, and I hope to catch you again later. I'm AFK on this server all night. Sounds good. Sounds good. I have to go soon because my boyfriend just got off work. When I did it, I felt like dying. I'm gonna be ending stream anyway pretty soon. I just wanted to quickly find a quick application here that I wanted to read. But it's usually when people say how often they're available to be mod. That's what gets them, like, really... It really confuses them, because the way they always phrase it. It's like, I'm available this time, but not always. So I'll let you know when I'm not going to be available. Or they'll say, I'm available all the time. And it's just like, okay, like, we're asking for specifics. So, like, if you're gonna be available all the time, mark 12 a.m. Sunday to, like, 11:59 Saturday. And we'll say, sure, that's good enough. But, like, usually, they're not very, usually they just think they're available all the time. Then, like, when we ask them why they want to be mod, it's always something like, I want to help people. I want to help you guys. I want to ban people. And, I can't find, like, any specific ones that I can just read right now, but, I can tell you guys this much. Just saying that you want to help people or that you want to ban people is not helpful. It really isn't. Hey, leave me alone. Derek, I wasn't saying it was you, but now I know it's you. That was all on you, man. You outed yourself. I'm just stating things from memory. Look at mine. Okay, I'll look at yours here in a minute. Let's see, what were some other ones? We added the scenario questions to finally get an idea of what people would actually do. Because we tried to give, like, information, and they're just like, haha, ban them. And they're like, they probably don't have an idea of temp ban versus perm ban or anything like that. So we finally just was like, okay, let's make situational questions here. Mine had that. It was sad, not gonna lie. My question is, how far would saying I want to make infinite carrot farms destroy the server's economy, chunk bank 15 chunks due to the size of my farm, and create mass panic between the mod team? I don't know how far it would go, but, you know, I think we would appreciate the effort, that's for sure. Okay, let me see if I can find Bionic's application here. So that was Unreal's, that's mine. That's somebody else's, that's somebody else's, somebody else's, somebody else's. There we go. Here we go, Bionic's. Okay. I don't know if you have one newer than this or not, but this is one I see here. So you actually do mention when you're available. Which is very helpful, actually. Mentioning, you know, during the weekdays when you'll be available, and during the weekends when you're available, is very helpful. Actually explaining furthermore why you want to be a mod, other than just saying, like, oh yeah, I want to help people. Very helpful. And it looks like you didn't say that you want to ban people, which is also very nice. The way you phrased how you want to be mod is also, it's like, I want to be more of a community mod. So, add moment. Oh, lovely. Great. I'll wait a minute. I'll give you guys a minute here. Let's set a timer. No, I'm kidding. Measuring heart rate just for fun. It's 98 beats per minute. We're just sitting here. This is nice. 98 is a little bit high, isn't it? I think what your resting heart rate is supposed to be is 70 sitting down. I think I might be a little bit off on that, but 30 seconds left. All right. I could probably start talking here in a couple minutes because you guys should be a little bit behind. A couple seconds, anyways. Like, a couple more here. Anyway, I'll get back to talking, and you guys will kind of panic. You're gonna be like, "King, what? You kept talking even though we couldn't hear you. What did we miss?" You're done. Well, never mind. Now I can't do that to you. Well, welcome back from the ads. I didn't continue without you guys. I'm making a new one you can look at later. Awesome, sounds good. So, I like what you said about how you want to be a mod, because basically the way it was worded here, it makes it sound like you want to be more of like a community mod. So you're not just, there to ban people. You're not just there to, to answer people's questions. But the way you worded it makes it sound like you also want to be welcoming. That's like your intent with that's your mission as a mod, is basically what you said here. Not here, you're not here to abuse. Basically, I'll just read it. So here's what Bionic said. I want to help with keeping the community safe. When I joined, I was welcomed into the community the very first day, and everyone was so nice to me. I want new viewers to feel the same way. Right now, I've noticed a lot of people join and either get banned or leave. So the way I took it was, you're there to welcome new people, help them with any questions that they might have, and as well as, ban people, take care of, the other mod duties, but it looks like you actually have a specific mission in mind, which is reassuring. You list all your prior mod experiences and stuff, which is also very good. If you guys have any mod experiences, please list it. It's very helpful. If you don't have any mod experiences, we do take brand new people, but we have a little bit of a bias when it comes to finding people who are experienced. Listing why you think you'd be a good mod, as always, another great thing. Not just saying, I'm a good person, or I've never been banned before, things like that. That's not helpful, but saying things like, why you're a good person, or why you haven't been banned before. Saying why rather than how you are, I'm mod admin for my friend's server, which has 1.8 thousand plus peeps in it. Yeah, that's very helpful to know. Because people don't read the NPC things. Yep, they sure don't. But yeah, right here you mentioned that you're always active and providing for the server. You told us how telling us that you're active and like how you're active and how we've trusted you before, and mentioning different things that you've contributed to the server. One thing I will say as a thing for anybody out there who's wanting to do this, we do give you a little bit of hints on what we're looking for in these questions. This one may have been edited before or after you put in your application, but things like how do you work with others, how active you are, how quickly do you learn new things, listing examples of that if you can. Those things are great and perfect. So if you can list those things, even better. King, if I said I could be active 18 days a week, would that help qualify me? I'm not sure. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. The situational questions, they have technically right answers to them. It's more so how we get a viewpoint on you guys, so we can kind of tell if you're more of a heavy-handed mod or a light-handed mod, or you don't know what you're doing kind of mod. So it tells us how much we're going to have to train you, and also if we're going to be agreeing on how this stuff works. There's technically like right answers, like what I said, things that we would tell you to do, but there's no wrong answer in the sense of like it's not going to disqualify you if you pick the answer that isn't right. It's more so it just tells us more about you. Am I heavy or light-handed? I would say you're probably slightly heavy-handed, but not super heavy-handed. King, I'm 400 million years active. Can you qualify me? No. Sorry, you are not approved for a credit loan. Let's see. Yeah, I would say just slightly heavy-handed, but it's not bad, and that's not what will disqualify you in most cases. Usually it's the people who just have no idea how to moderate and answer certain questions that's like, that's not really one we're looking for. Like, there's some pretty obvious wrong answers that we threw in. So things like do nothing, watch them, it's funny, in response to immediately starts hacking or immediately starts sending racial slurs, join them. We know those are troll answers and things that we just threw in there for fun. But it's helpful, to kind of get an idea of what the person is, who the person is. I mean, Unreal is pretty heavy-handed sometimes. Oh, definitely. And, I don't necessarily disagree. And the whole thing about moderators and why we're so strict on who we pick is, at the end of the day, they're representatives of me. And so we're very, very careful about who we pick, because we don't want somebody who's gonna represent us poorly. So we try to pick out people that we trust and people that I would feel confident enough, backing up in any given situation. Can I admit there have been faults in the past? Yes, absolutely. We've had many faults in the past, but I want mods that I can pretty well just take their side without knowing the full context yet. And then once I get the full context, I can make an informed decision. But usually, I back my mods the second I hear something has happened there. Because I do believe, generally speaking, that the mods that we have right now are always going to make the right decision. And that's reassuring to me. King mods are scary. They can be. They very much can be. He's the best you got, though. Oh, true. True. King, if I were to admit to committing multiple war crimes and crimes against humanity, as well as committing multiple counts of federal tax evasion, would I still be able to get mod? I mean, technically, yes. There is nothing in our rules, really, that dictate that you can't commit war crimes. If you're a criminal, technically, I don't think we have an issue with that. It's really just about whether or not you're fun to be around. If we get along, and then, if we don't think you're gonna get a power trip, I would hate to represent you poorly. I have my moments, but don't we all? You are really a good guy, and I don't want to be a bad example for you and for the people. Yeah, that's basically where we came to with a lot of our previous mods that we did, have to let go. Was we were like, hey, it's clear we're not matching up here. I It's like, you know, when you're not getting along with any of our staff, any of them, not even one of them. Like, you're fighting them every time they undo something you do, or anytime you undo something they do. So, like, it's not good for the mod team, first off. And second, you're going on a power trip. Or third, the way you talk down to people is not acceptable. It's poor representation, and you know, it's not acceptable. And so we've let go of like 2 or 3 people I that were in those positions. Ah, gosh. Finally I can apply. Finally, a server I can apply for. I can get along with all the mods, I think. I haven't heard from Anna in a while. Anna has been a little bit reclusive, and understandably so. She's got her own little adventures that she's been on, and I applaud her for doing them. It's a rough thing to just play one game for all of eternity. So I wasn't at all surprised when it happened that she was going to be taking a break, especially the time period that it all happened in. There's been a lot of things that have happened behind the scenes in terms of that. I've had arguments with Unreal, and I feel super bad afterward. Yeah, you know, we've all had those moments, truthfully. You know, a lot of us are young, and, you know, 2, we're all human. So, like, yeah, we're not gonna always see eye to eye on things, and we're gonna get a little bit upset with each other at times. That's just how things go, and that's okay. That man changed. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. I feel like the main reason I won't get mod is because Unreal has lost my trust. You just gotta be patient, try to regain it the best you can. Prove that you are capable in other places to step up and take charge of things. Maybe not necessarily take lead, but, you know, be a good example, you know. So, like, one opportunity he's really given you right now, to really show that you are trustable here is, he's basically put you in charge right now for building the Nether hub. You know, because he's busy, so he needs to just trust you guys to go do some of these build projects. So, you know, doing those will definitely help. It's tough, but you know, definitely don't stress about it too much. It'll come with time, that's for sure. Let's see. Working on some of that stuff now. By the way, I technically have committed a war crime before. I mean, I've committed many war crimes in Minecraft. In real life, I mean, I guess I haven't done any war crimes in real life. None that I can confess to without getting in a lot of trouble. So, you know, I haven't done any war crimes in real life. I already started a Cherry Outpost, ran out of mats. So, I need to go check it out. Now, let's quickly go look at that before we, end stream. Let's see, /warps. Oh, dude. Okay. I see where you're going with this, and I'm already loving it. This is looking good. So if you guys want to ever see it, if you have access to the /warps, it's down here in Bonsai Grove. It's nothing insane yet, but it's going to be awesome. Yeah, I think if you guys can work together on that, it'll go a lot faster. So, if you guys have some plans and stuff, be sure to share those. If you guys need any materials donated, I might have some that I can give you guys. So just let me know. Builder chat is always open. If you guys need to share or coordinate anything, let me know. I've got materials upon materials upon materials that I don't need. But yeah, this is looking good. I'm excited to see this. I'll give you the temple schematic too. Nice. I'm excited to see you guys working on this. This is gonna be a big one. I'm gonna go ahead and head out though. I want to say again, big thank you to you guys for watching, hanging out. It was fun. I'm hoping to catch you guys again. Hopefully, not tomorrow because I'm gonna be busy tomorrow, but hopefully Monday. Monday's coming soon. Monday's coming soon. We'll be playing some more King SMP then. I don't know what we'll be doing exactly on King SMP, but we'll have some fun. So have a good night, guys. I guess I probably should go ahead and queue up a raid really quick. I know who we're already going to go see, so let's go ahead and raid Delta 1 Gaming. He was over here in our chat last night for a good while while we were playing Software Inc. and we had some good conversation. He's a really cool dude, and I think you guys will enjoy hanging out in his stream. He's currently playing a game called Pacific Drive. I've heard a lot about this game. I've never really actually seen much gameplay though, so it's probably gonna be a lot of fun. Here's your dab, Bionics. One more time, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to catch you guys again very, very soon. Good night.